Hello everyone, it's Michelle Patterson here with Angel Souls, and this is the weekly angelic message for the week beginning May 21st, 2018. Let's get into it.
About to see the world in action, what we can be, life with no distractions, we'll get away, this is what we waited for. Take my hand, we'll make it somehow, we can't miss out. I'm done living life with the lights out, die with my own doubts. Be free with me. Let's go, let's be free with me. Be free. Not looking back.
This is a nice message this week. I feel like they are giving us some hope. I don't feel like there's much in the way of changing what's really going on in the world. We're going to see more of it, but I think we are being called, as always, to change our reaction to it. All right, and they talk about this, so I'm just going to read it here. They start out by saying same. Same, comma, that's it. Same, but you will change. See, that's what we're talking about. The circumstances outside of you, it's going to continue on. I don't see any end in sight for that, but you will be changing. All right, your personal lives will not look the same, for you, underlined, are not the same, nor is your landscape. So it's time to adjust. Don't keep, and we'll see this here, don't keep looking back to the past. We kind of over romanticize what has been out of our fear of being present. Okay. Again, they get into this. They go on to say, do not grieve for these changes. There are good things to come. Focus not only on the destruction and miss the sun rising behind you. Okay. And we do this too when people are trying to be philosophical about everything. We have that tendency, especially in the spiritual community, the why, and this must be because Mother Earth is angry at us. And, you know, you can release that. You don't need to force the mental body to put meaning onto these things. This is a time to have an open heart. This is a time to really surrender to that higher power, whatever you want to call it, and say, show me, you know, what is it that you want me to do? What kind of energy do you want me to carry forward? Okay? And then just do that. Don't try to sit there and, you know, like I said, get all philosophical and try to, you know, contrive a meaning out of something when maybe, because that can make you miss the mark by going too far in one direction. Okay. Expect reversals. This is interesting. Expect reversals and others to surprise you. They know not where they go now to. Right? So there's going to be a lot of confusion. You might feel like you could count on somebody and now all of a sudden they're not there. Or I also felt, you know, people that you thought would be your enemy, they're the ones when it's really, you know, when push comes to shove, let's put it that way, they're the ones that are stepping up and helping you. Okay, so there could be a lot of surprises in this coming week. All right, and in this you will feel unity because we're all lost, right? So I think they're saying, like, because we all kind of are in the same boat here, that's going to unify us. Be at one with your circumstances. Do not make more of it than it is, right? That's what we're talking about, like trying to find meaning behind everything and jumping to conclusions, right? All right, planets have cycles, people have cycles, and this is one of them. It was not better in the past. Here we go. You only convince yourself of this because you are afraid to be present and face the future. There is nothing to fear. Ride this change in tide and allow yourself to experience freedom in the unknown. Be always in peace. So we all need to relax a little bit here. Again, it doesn't mean that we're not going to have things to contend with. It doesn't mean that things aren't going to be happening. But if you trust yourselves, if you how do I want to say this? Know that you'll be able to handle it. Whatever comes up, you don't need to try to control the circumstances and try to make it so that it doesn't happen. Just know that when it does, you can trust yourself to get through it. All right, let's get on to the cards. Okay, so as always, I'm going to be using the Ina Segal deck and also the Rochelle Sharman Crystal deck. If you'd like a personal reading with me, just go to my website at angelsouls444.com, the services page, Gumroad information. Please go check out my courses. Your support on Patreon is very much appreciated as well. All the information is down below. I will also include the link from last week's video for BetterHelp. If you still want to look into that, just know that when you click on that link, you are supporting me and this channel. Okay, so let's see what we have for cards. I don't feel like this is a bad week, and we need to kind of get away from that too, don't we? Where we define everything as good or bad. It's going to be both, all right? So ebbs and flows, but really the big message here is to stop, for all of us to stop paralyzing ourselves in fear, right? And wanting to know what's coming, what's coming, what's coming. I want to be warned. I want to be warned. Again, it's a message about trusting yourself. Okay. Ooh, one more shuffle, please. Okay. So let's get our first card. Orpiment Success. And here we go with the glare on the cards, but we're going to make it work. What a great card to have come out first. So we are redefining success. It has nothing to do with some silly programming that we've had and we've had to endure about what success means. You have a lot of money, you have a title, whatever. This is us realizing that we are successful as human beings even. I know that's kind of, okay, that sounded really weird, but you're getting your soul lesson, okay? You are showing up for what you came here to do. And in that, you are a success, okay? This can also mean like, because it feels like some things that maybe had been, how do I say this, kind of like a loose end, right? Like you're waiting for a solution on something, or you've been trying to figure out something. You have success. You figure it out. You get the missing piece of information. You get it resolved, okay? That's kind of the feeling that we have here. All right. Moonstone, cycles. That word cycle came up in the Autowrite, and that's exactly what's happening for us right now. We are successfully completing one cycle. We are successfully beginning another. But again, I really feel like I have to say we haven't seen anything yet, okay? Our human brains always want to try to keep on top of everything. We always want to be right about everything. And I think we're going to be quickly discovering that we only had a very rudimentary understanding, okay, of spiritual concepts or who we are on a soul level, what we're doing here, okay? So this is kind of also a week to relax, you know, like don't keep pushing on, I want to say this, and I know this is going to get some backlash, but don't push on your spiritual practice. Does that make sense? So I think a lot of people really define themselves by how much they meditate or what they think they know, and you're going to be proven wrong. I know, I'm still human, so I'm still in that, you know, we're trying to get out of that now, the right-wrong thing, but you're going to discover that you've put a lot of energy into something that you didn't have. Now there's more information coming up, and you might be able to connect the dots a little bit, but it also feels like, you know, don't let that be the focus of the week though, to connect the dots and try to figure everything. Does this make any sense? Back off from trying to figure everything out. I guess we can just put it that way. Okay. All right, so the next card we have is Sunstone. So that's interesting. We have Moonstone and Sunstone. So there's kind of like male and female aspects there. Empowerment. So when we are free from trying to figure everything out, we have all this energy to actually grow in the way that we need to. We're trying too hard. And again, I feel like this empowerment doesn't come from outside circumstances, guys. The empowerment doesn't come from somebody approving of you. The empowerment doesn't come from somebody loving you. Yes, you have to provide that for yourself. We cannot control or dictate what other people are going to do, right? it is kind of a time of us minding our own business. Again, hang with me here. It's almost like if you stop worrying about what everybody else is doing, if you stop not being compassionate towards them, I'm saying like quit trying to control everybody, and you create your own love within you, you create your own success, you do things for yourself, well, then other people are freed up to focus on their own path and what they need to do. And then there's this discovery that comes of that, where it's like, okay, what we were saying before, we're all in the same boat here. Oh, okay. So we're going to be, I just actually heard wrenched back. We're going to be wrenched, I don't know what that means. We're going to be wrenched back. So a reality check, okay? A big reality check. No more hiding. No more hiding behind our beliefs, because we're going to be free. No more hiding behind our beliefs, because look at what we have here. We have joy, and it's opal. But, you know, these cards are amazing. We have all these gorgeous cards here, but this is only effective if you let go. If you choose to suffer, if you choose to worry about things, if you choose to put demands on other people's time, for example, you know, because you need validation. If you're not taking steps to help yourself, well, then you're going to miss this. All of this is there for you. You're just not going to perceive it, right? Does that make sense? Oh, but I do love these cards. Let me just recap. We have success, cycles. Okay, so we're completing out one story and coming into another. Empowerment and joy. Breaking free. Okay, and I have to say it again. Outside circumstances are probably not going to change. Our world is going to feel more and more complicated. We know, we've said, a lot of people have said, I'm getting chills as this is about to come up, our financial system, totally different, okay? It's going to be totally different. And there are going to be people who, like we saw from the Autowrite, who are going to over-romanticize the past. Have you ever gotten on Facebook and somebody posts something like, remember when mom you'd come home from school, mom would have milk and cookies for you? And they're posting it like, remember the good old days? Yeah, okay, mom had to stay home because that was the idea, that you were, you know, if you're a woman, you're just supposed to be a good little wife and mother and don't take care of any of your own needs. Right? So, you know, it wasn't, you know, and it was probably during a time too where, you know, civil rights movement getting up and running, you know, come on, you know, we can't pretend like the past was perfect. It wasn't. And if you really think about it, and I'll offer this to you, my past has been coming up left, right, and center. It's like, it's been nutty. Like I found a box of old photos, and we always sit here and we think we want to be 20 again. Well, maybe you are 20. If you're 20, you might be like, I don't want to go to college. I wish I was, you know, 10 again and outside playing. But we always kind of long for the past. But I'll tell you what, when I was looking at those photos, I was like, oh, I would not go back and do that over again for anything in the world. Like those were such hard-won lessons that I have now come through. I'm so much stronger for it. I have found my empowerment through all that. I would not want to go back into that closed off space of not understanding myself and feeling insecure. Yeah, that was the other thing too. Yeah, I'm from a different generation than what a lot of people are growing up in now. You know, I came up in the 80s and 90s. So if you were overweight, you were trash, okay? If you had a weight issue, you were just dumb and lazy and stupid, right? There was no acceptance. Yeah, interesting, isn't it? We could sit here and have a conversation about that all day, but look back and ask yourself, what was it really like when I was growing up? You know, shoot, when I was growing up, if you wore glasses, you would get made fun of. And I had to wear glasses from a very early age. So, and I was chubby. So I got hit, you know, left and right with that stuff. And it warms my heart now to see people, you know, really being more mindful about being accepting, as long as you're not being pretentious about it. You know what I mean? All right, so let's get the color card for this week. One more shuffle, I believe. Okay. Gray, learn to scan your body. The number is 29. Now, what I want to say about this card is, you know, there's the message there to pay attention to your body, to, you know, if your body's giving you any sort of signals, messages. But this also feels like where we are right now. we can't, all we see is a big blob of gray, right? We can't see the path ahead of us. But if you really pay attention, that's a close-up photograph of a Buddha statue. Can you see it? Can you see the hands there? So actually there is form to the chaos, but if we're in fear, okay, if we're not seeing the spark of life, if we're not seeing the color of life, then we're going to miss it, right? The art blends in to what we're perceiving as everything being a mess and everything's falling apart and, oh gosh, I wish I was back in the past. We're going to miss something good if we hang on to that kind of idea, okay? I hope that makes sense. So we're going to leave it there. Have a beautiful week, guys, and I'm sending you so much love. Take care.